Yes, ladies and gentlemen, nice to meet you here at the business end of our Kickoff Clash qualifiers. One more weekend of play to lock our teams in that are heading over to Texas to compete live, Matthew. A lot of stakes in these games coming up this weekend, and this first match isn't without them either. Yeah. The Los Angeles Gladiators may still be reeling after that reverse sweep by the Shock, but they've got to focus on getting to Texas now.
This is important for the Gladiators, yeah. The Gladiators have some clinching scenarios here, right, where they could find their way to Dallas in the kickoff clash. You see kind of the standings here. London directly behind them. I mean, this is a massive game for both teams. When you kind of look at it, obviously the Gladiators would be the favorites. With 2 games remaining for London here, they need to kind of find a win in one of them to have a chance, right? And you look, the Gladiators might be the... with the way the Gladiators have played recently, might be the easier of the options between them and Atlanta, because Atlanta, we've seen Atlanta play the Doomfist with Hawk, we've seen them play now, Gator Reinhardt style. They can kind of match the Spitfire in whatever they do. Maybe they're able to catch the Gladiators off guard a little bit.
I mean, let's be fair. The Gladiators' 2 losses came against first place San Francisco Shock and second place Dallas Fuel. So yes, they're at 2-2, but they've had one of the hardest schedules so far in this Kickoff Clash qualifiers to date. And look, you're right. I think the Spitfire, it's on the table for them here, but here's the stakes. If the Gladiators win, Florida and Houston will qualify for the Kickoff Clash. But if the Gladiators win 3-0 or 3-1, they themselves are going to get in and qualify. So they have their own destiny in their hands here, but it needs to be squeaky clean, Matthew.
I mean, what? If they win then 3-0 or 3-1, right? They would qualify themselves, Florida, and
it would solve a lot of our loose ends.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd probably have like 5 teams then who would already be qualified for Dallas, with the 2 already qualified at the top of the standings in NA. So this match, barring the, with the Gladiators win, right, 3-0 or 3-1, tells us a lot about what that Dallas tournament's going to look like.
So the Gladiators here, Patiphan and Kevster starting the roster. Patiphan, I mean, maybe suffering some scrutiny from the pundits. Guy tweets like a JoJo character, so I guess I can't blame them, but he is back in here.
New Queen Street will be the first map in the set, so we'll get push here at the start and the end.
State this, the Gladiators are in deep trouble. They've used every one of their ultimates that they built up at the first part of the round. We're about halfway in, and they really managed to get very little as a result. Sparker, Immortality Field deployed by Lander there, got to be a bloody grenade thrown on top of him, but he's able to get back to the low ground. The rest of his teammates aren't so lucky though. Patiphan lays waste to the back line of the Spitfire. And the Gladiators again move into an aggressor's position. Matthew, here's that tactical visor from Patiphan. It comes from the low ground here. Kind of hard to unseat the Spitfire from this, and the Spark is able to connect onto Kevster with that Helix rocket. Patiphan realizes, hang on, there's not much to be done here. In fact, I'm going to turn tail and get out before I get crunched.
Positioning is this will be attack visor here from Sparker. Patiphan's going to use his as well.
No nano for Patiphan here. He's going to go without it, trying to get as much damage as he can, but Sparker keeps him low. Landon's Immortality Field is removed, and now Patiphan needs to go on a heroic flank. He has to come up with something here. The wall almost cuts off his route of a retreat. I mean, Backbone almost took him down with those icicles. Now we're in overtime. The Glads have a long way to go still, and that's not a good start to the fight. They've lost all their DPS, and the sound barrier comes too late in the day. Can they get it done with 2? The answer is a big fat no as the shatter comes down. And the London Spitfire outlasts the Gladiators here on this first round.
In London. And then we also have some subs here for the Gladiators. So Ons will be coming in, and then I believe we also have Skewed coming in the support role.
Yeah, how do you feel about Arns playing a Widowmaker against a Reinhardt-based composition, if that's what we get?
I also think like Ons could definitely just play the Soldier 76, right? And you have Kevster in to play the Genji. He can play Tracer as well, right? I think, right? And maybe we'll see what the Gladiators decide to do, because I feel like, for me, the Widow is so... especially down one map, it is kind of a bit of a gamble, right? Like you talked about, the Gladiators really need to sweep these next 3 maps to secure them a spot, and then also it would be Florida Mayhem as well as I believe it's the Atlanta Rain, right? Getting in, so definitely a lot riding on the line for a lot of teams watching this.
And it's just Ryder now being corralled by the remainders of the Spitfire. The Gladiators run ends here. Now we're into overtime. Admiral has to touch and Hardy's taken down. The Spitfire. It's a crush and burn on Dorado.
I think obviously the Gladiators win the map. You see here we have subs, everybody kind of going back to the starting lineups. I don't think either team's been overly impressive. If anything, I'm more impressed with London's performance currently, because the Gladiators, when you look at the roster and the talent on it, you expect them to be maybe not dominant like the Shock or the Fuel are currently, but you think they could be that, right? They could reach that level with the talent that they have. In which if you're going to do that, you have to kind of go into each match, day in, day out. It's kind of tough throughout the season, but you have to, you don't want to say destroy, but you kind of have to roll over teams.
Yeah, right. Shoes close to Nano, can build it off Reiner and can send Kevster in with a blade here. Just a blade, no Nano right now, but Kevster's happy enough with that. Even with the Bardic Field in play, he's able to ruin Sparker. And he comes up on Landon like a storm cloud from behind. Backbone, Blizzard goes down. That's going to be blown up by Shu instantly, and Kevster takes a big risk. He dives into the snowstorm, and he comes up with Hardy. Beautiful stuff. Reiner just going to be blown up by Shu instantly, and Kevster takes it.
The supports of London keeping themselves alive. Here's a blade, and that time the Shatter connects.
Energy there from Hardy. He can't complete the charge, though. He's taken down midway through. What? Owing to the bio grenade he's hit with. He can't make it.
Yeah, but what did Landon just? We got to get a look at Landon. I don't know if he was booped or whatnot, but yeah. Funny Astro questions it in the chat. On my screen, it looked like he had used his exo boots and went up in the sky and then went down into the hole. So we'll have to take a look. It looked like he did it on his own accord as well. That there was nobody there to assist him with doing that. So.
Well,
let's take a look.
Let's have a look. Yeah, sorry, Landon.
Well, okay, so this is Hardy's POV.
So Hardy.
So Landon's gonna be here right here. He's in the right on the corner. And yeah, you see him jump up there.
I see him. I think
he goes down. No, I don't think he got booped because it looked like Funny Astro. It's by the payload.
Patiphan is calling. Cammy, he says, as I go to the enemy backline. How does this go? Felix. Hardy here with the bio. Tack visor. Shu gets rid of the Reinhardt. And okay, Patiphan takes the trade. Admiral steps up. Manning the helm. That's not going to be enough for the Spitfire. Just no, Hardy running back to the car, but it's just the Reinhardt against the entirety of the Glads. And Astro's there for the boop. The Gladiators hold on, but only just. Well, this match is now building to a fever pitch. It's 2-1, favoring the Los Angeles Gladiators after an explosive third map. Now, here's what's on the line. A victory in this next map for the Gladiators means not only do they qualify for Kickoff Clash, so do Houston and Florida right behind them.
Yes, which would be obviously huge for those two teams. If the Gladiators lose this map, but then I think win the series, I think they still qualify. I just don't think it actually advances those other two teams. You do have Houston and Florida watching this game close.
Yeah, I think it's actually the other way around. I think any win gets Florida and Houston through.
Oh, yeah, that might be true. Yeah.
Have to win 3-0 or 3-1.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's sort of still uncertain here. So for them, this map means a heck of a lot. Going to a map 5 against the Spitfire is not going to do it for them. The pressure is on. Not only is it's not about winning the series, it's about winning the series right now.
Yes, no subs for either team going into the next map, which will be Control. I believe Oasis is coming up. So I think one of the biggest battles for me coming into this next map is going to be Patiphan against Sparker. I think Sparker has gotten the better.
He's getting dapped, man. Absolutely diffed.
I think Sparker's gotten the better today in terms of the soldier. I feel like he's looked really strong. I'm not going to scream and say he's been getting, what was it?
You pick one, gapped or diffed, mate.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I don't know if it's been that extreme, but I think that Sparker definitely has gotten the better today, though.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good narrative, Matthew. You may be correct, though, and like Patiphan, obviously, a few key moments for him, right? He goes on that flank, sort of behind the London Spitfire in that second phase of Kings Road, looking to make a play. Definitely forces some action there. Only sort of trades on the tactical visor, but again, puts London in position where they have to look forwards and backwards at the same time. So keep an eye for him here on Oasis. Patiphan also, struggled on New Queen Street, right, to have the impact that he was looking for there. So this is the roster, though. Both these teams with their starting rosters heading into this fourth map. And for the Gladiators, it's got to end here. If they want to go to Texas, they must win Oasis. They must end the series here. Right now, Spark is going to be the one that gets the nano boost here from Landon in this fight to allow him to build that tack. It's going to be Patiphan that tries to let him go straight away. It's going to be a nano tack from him as well. A lot of damage on the back line. And there it is, 4 kills from Patiphan. Jaw hits the ground, even he can't believe it. He comes up with the ace. And look at the pressure come off his shoulders. He's feeling good.
Yeah, that's a huge tech visor. Nano with the tech visor. Everybody's just kind of playing on the point. Nobody able to shield right as Hottie is asleep on the other side of the map. Didn't invest sound barrier there. So comes up with a huge kills with the tech visor. It gets a 5K. Okay. So we'll see. Not able
First
to make
round,
it back.
Los Angeles Gladiators. Yeah. Behind, he's going to get a sound barrier there, so he can't be punished by the London Spitfires. Patiphan wants to force them off that high ground with the tech visor. Yep, and they've got them inside that small room. That's where Hardy would be pretty happy to play, though. Kempster's blade might have to be the difference making here. Tries to cut Backbone out of his Chrysalis, but Landon's going to punish him there. It's a 5v4 now as eventually that Immortality field is taken down. Sparker looks unbothered right now, flourishing, moisturized in his lane, but Hardy's going to get rid of Runner with the Fire Strike now. The Gladiators like that front line. They've got the players to do something here, but Funny Astro takes a bunch of damage and they can't punish Hardy.
Is this a flanking Blizzard we're going to see?
Backbone notices the Glads are a little split, so where can he get the most value out of this? Patiphan trying to run away. Oh, there's Sleep Dart. It doesn't stop the Blizzard, and Patiphan
doesn't matter.
Still turned into a sculpture on the vestiges of it. Still 2 for 2 there. Landon's Immortality field down. Spitfire don't have confidence in their positioning right now as Backbone's forced to ice block here. They may have to cede the points. Admiral down. Kempster's able to pin him up against the wall there, and Backbone's not going to fare much better. The Meteor Strike. The Reiner is up.
Still finished. Patiphan on the flank gets spotted out here by Admiral. Oh, he's gonna get chased down. Oh, nice kill there.
Oh, the sound barrier! Patiphan has got to get away with absolute murder and some, Matthew. Reiner gonna force away Hardy, who has a shadow but no chance to use now. The Gladiators put themselves in a one-fight scenario. Talk about the getaway plan from Patiphan. Incredible response from Funny Astro.
And Backbone over the Tracer, trying to get a touch here. You got Shatter in the tack visor here for London.
Spark is going to let the visor go. Who can he find though? Charges up Reiner's power block. That's all he's done so far. Kempster from on high, forced to deflect that damage away. Hardy has a shatter here. Reiner backing up a little bit, then lost Backbone. It's going to be attack fights from Patiphan. Okay, Reiner is going to be felled. Hardy's inside the Immortality field. He's able to take down the Doomfist, but forced away from the point, and he's very low on HP. The healers need to get healing for the Spitfire, and Admiral deploys that sound barrier. Another Kempster blade that doesn't really hit the mark. The high ground, he goes. He can't find Landon, though. The deflect was there. The Baptiste has fallen for the London Spitfire. They needed Landon so badly. And now Admiral gonna get taken low. Reiner's gonna find him with that the seismic slam, excuse me, but Kempster's there to punish Hardy on that high ground. The Gladiators wrap it up here. They have done it, Matt. Qualifying for the kickoff clash, winning the series 3-1.
Really close game between these two teams. I think if you're a Gladiators fan, you are more relieved, I think, than happy. Happy you qualified, but I think more relieved in the sense that London, they really brought it in this series today and gave you a lot of trouble where a lot of these maps could have went either way.
Oh, man. Patiphan there as well, stepping up in a huge way in that last map. Just very consistent for the entirety of it. And that big old 5K in that first round was what gives the Gladiators that momentum, spurs them ahead. Beautiful result here for Los Angeles, especially after such a sluggish start to the series. Felt like they were unsure about how to deal with this Reinhardt setup, but the maps played to the Gladiators, and they in turn played to them. Let's talk about...
I would say this is a bit of a wake-up call of a series, though, for the Gladiators. Like, you're going to go to the kickoff clash, right? You're going to go play in Dallas. But to play against those top teams and beat those top teams, you are going to have to play much better than this. I think consistency is going to be key throughout that entire weekend. So I think if the Gladiators relieved that you're gonna go, not kind of up in the air, but still gotta sure some things up before that event.
Welcome to Green Break, everybody. We're here now, joined by Kevster from Los Angeles Gladiators. Kevster, hello. Congratulations.
Hello.
Oh, you also got the player of the match, and also you guys are qualified. You guys clinched a spot for the Kickoff Clash tournament. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, thank you.
All right. So let's quickly talk about this match. You know, it was a 3-1 victory for the Gladiators, but I do feel like London put up a good fight and it was a close match. What about London gave you guys a hard time today?
I think coming into the match, we were a bit nervous considering our past 2 matches. So we just wanted to and then we're not really used to playing the Ryan Comp because they're pretty much the only team that plays it. So we just started out slow, but we adapted and just came through.
Okay, I mean, you did mention that you guys felt a little bit nervous because of the past 2 matches. How were you able to overcome that?
I think we just needed a mental reset, really. It's not that big of a deal. Just mental reset and focus.
So you guys just focus
next.
Mental reset.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Nice. All right. And I mean, yeah, just right now you talked about your previous 2 matches, and I do want to sort of talk about that as well because it was a tough 2 back-to-back losses, back-to-back reverse sweeps that you guys had. Were there any big takeaway lessons for the Gladiators from those 2 losses coming into today, and also going into the Kickoff Clash tournament?
I think we just need to learn and adapt from our small mistakes that, these small mistakes that snowballed and eventually cost us the match. We just need to like I said, just reset and focus on next map.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a big takeaway lesson, and I feel like, you know, that really paid off. You guys looked great today. Your Genji, I think the very last map, right? His Genji reflect onto Landon. That was crazy. I just wanted, that's not a question, Kester. I just wanted to say that was really crazy. That was really good. And the final question for you, Kester, is you know, you guys made it to the tournament. Is there a team that you really want to beat in this tournament cycle? I'm guessing it's either Dallas Fuel or the San Francisco Shock. It could be both. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I would say I want to beat both, just for the revenge. And I think I say for our entire team that we just want to prove that we're the better team, and I think we are. We just need to prove it on match.
You guys got it. Okay, well, good luck, Kester, and again, thank you so much, and hope to talk to you soon again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.